What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back. This is AXUMUS with DVNB. I'm DVNB. This is episode 108. So let's recap from episode 107. What we talked about in 107 was the first time I went to India and visited my mom and dad's siblings and met my cousins in India for the first time. Also talked about like the daily routine in India within the household and in the streets, how everybody has a role and they played a role. And also how everybody took a nap in the afternoon, which was very weird to me. But these days it makes a lot of sense. And also how I got to play in the streets with my cousins and other kids in the neighborhood. They all look like me, they all talk like me. And to me, that was very, very liberating to be around people that, in my eyes, were just like me. To any young person, that's very liberating to them to be around people that are just like them. Culturally, as humans, we're all the same, but culturally, we have differences. So it always feels good to be around your culture. And the story of me going to India for the first time it's a very important part of my life, so we're going to keep that story going for this episode for 108, so let's keep it going. Alright, so obviously India is a third world country. The infrastructure isn't like America, and we're talking about 1987 right now. And the sewage lines out there are not underground pipes as they are in America. The sewer lines out there are just an open trough that runs through the streets, pretty much like imagine a sidewalk, and right next to the sidewalk there's like an open trough that's pushing all the waste through the neighborhood. Feces, urine, any type of dirty water they used to wash the dishes and stuff like that. And what we call that sewage trough is the gutter. So that's just a little terminology for you that the gutter comes from the third world. The gutter doesn't come from America. The gutter comes from the third world. And I'm really just saying that to really show people in America, the ones that are born and bred in America, irregardless of what social class or income class you come from America, the real gutter comes from the third world. It doesn't come from America. Like living hard, it comes from the third world. Think about India. Everybody looks the same, but there's still social classes out there. There's income classes out there. There's prejudice out there. There might not be racism, but prejudice is no different than racism. And I could give you a great example of this. The two people that birthed me, my mother and father, they come from very two different social classes. My mother, they come from a social class of owning a business, and they were also connected to the Gandhi movement. So politically, they were connected to politics within their community. And my father, he was from the countryside, and they really, came from the quote unquote bottom. My dad's floor was made out of dirt. His walls were made out of dirt. His roof was made out of clay, like ceramic type of roof circle things. They ate, my dad, his main course for dinner was milk and a real thick type of bread for years and years and years. And just to let you know, ain't nobody as strong as my dad either. Even though he ate that for a long time in his life, he's very resistant to any type of sickness or disease or cold or flu or anything. So, I just want to put that into the story, as in, there's racism or prejudice in every country around the world. And on top of that, most countries in the world have been colonized by the British. So America might feel like they've got it bad with the history of slavery in America, but slavery and hijacking of a country's resources and people has been going on for thousands of years before America was even born. I had to put that in there just to let you guys know that if you live in America, you don't have it bad. I don't care if you starting at the very bottom of America. If you're born and bred here, you got all the opportunity to make something of yourself. Yeah, some of us got to deal with more than others, but you still got the chance to make it. You didn't have to move here. You didn't have to learn the language of the land. You didn't have to do any of that. You were here, and it's your chance to make something of yourself. Because I hear a lot of complaining going on in America these days, and I don't understand it. I don't understand how people that were born and bred here are complaining about their country. This is their country. They should be doing the best they can and coming up. But let me get back to the story of India. I went off on a tangent. That's my bad. I do that sometimes. All right. So, I just talked about the sewers, the gutters, and all that stuff. And also, we eat with our hands out there. We don't really use forks and knives and stuff like that, according to the food we eat. And this is kind of a nasty part, but I got to share this too. We eat with our right hand, and we use our left hand to wipe our behind when we use the restroom. And the restroom out there in India in '87 was just a hole in a little outhouse. We squat over the hole, do our duty, and then use some water in a bucket, pour that water on our hand, and wipe our behind with that. So in India, you don't eat with your left hand, you eat your right hand. And that right there takes a lot of discipline to even understand that you only eat with your right hand and wipe with your left hand. But that's something else I want to share, because you think you got it bad here in America, but just the way we got to live in third world countries, just how it is, it's nothing compared to the easy way of living you have in America, or we have in America. You know what I'm saying? Like even vehicles out there, most people ride motorcycles out there. The motorcycle isn't like a big Harley Davidson type of motorcycle either. It's a little bit smaller version of a motorcycle out there, and it's usually meant for two people. But most Indian families are at least husband, wife, and 3 kids. So that whole motorcycle will fit all 5 family members on the motorcycle. You'll have the dad or the husband driving the motorcycle. You'll have the smallest kid sitting in front of him on the gas tank. Then you'll have one kid sitting right behind the dad, wrapped around their back. Then you got the mom sitting sideways on the back of the motorcycle, and then you probably got another kid sitting in the mom's lap or sitting right behind the mom. And the man has to balance all that when he's driving down the road and keep his whole family safe, which every man or every family does that in India. In '87. In 2020, it's a little bit different. They got more vehicles, like 4-wheel cars now. But we'll use anything out there way past for what it's meant for. And just an example of how it works out there. Like, I remember taking a trip with my mama, my uncle, my mom's brother, was me, my mama, my mom, and my mommy, my mama's wife. And, you know, we're going through this rocky, hilly area. And, you know, it's so rocky that, you know, we can't all four of us can't be on the motorcycle at the same time. So what my mama does, he tells all three of us to get off. So he rides up the hill by himself, while me, my mom, and my mommy, we walk up the hill just to go visit somebody. It wasn't like this was an emergency or anything. We were going somewhere, and this is what we have to do just to travel. So it's just another example of, you know, it's real easy in America for all of us, the way we can live. It's very difficult when you compare how to live and how to go about your daily life in a country that's not America. And that was the reason I wanted to keep adding on to the story of me going to India for the first time, because I want people to understand that everybody in America, man, we got it so easy compared to the rest of the world. So I don't know why anybody's unhappy in this country, why anybody's fighting against each other. Everybody should be thankful for the easy life that we have here. So that's where I want to end it today. And until next time, thank you once again for watching AXUMUS with DVNB. I'm DVNB. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.